Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 6 of the 31 Days of Horror. D-Bougie86 here again. And the film I got for you guys today is actually the second release from Shivers Entertainment. Yes, brand new label company. They only released 2 titles, and fun fact, actually, if you haven't watched my previous 31 Days of Horror last year, I actually reviewed their first release for Day 1, Massacre Up North. This is an interesting one. It kept my interest because it's a creature feature. As you know, I'm a huge fan of creature features. It's a film from 1993, and it goes by the title of Little Devils, The Birth. This film is directed by George Pavlo. If you don't know who he is, he's probably most famously known or infamously known, if you which way you feel about this film, for directing Underworld and Rawhead Rex, the 2 Clive Barker films that he directed. And if you know those films, you know how infamous those films are from either being so bad they're good or so bad they're bad. I actually enjoy Rawhead Rex. I've never seen the other film though. I don't think it has a release, that type of deal. But we'll get into this one. This film actually has an interesting cast, I have to say. It has Mark Price, who played the main character in Trick or Treat. If you haven't seen that film, I actually do recommend that one. It's a great little rock and roll horror / Halloween type film because it does take place on Halloween in some aspects. And this film also stars Russ Tamblyn, of course, from Twin Peaks and War of the Gargantuans, numerous other films that Russ Tamblyn's been in. And it also has Stella Stevens in this film. Yes, Stella Stevens returns to the 31 Days of Horror. As you know, I actually reviewed the film Mom on day 2, which she has a very interesting character in that film also. So pretty much the main plot of this one, we're introduced to our main character, Ed, played by Mark Price, who's this struggling writer. He not really likes the work that he's getting. He takes jobs writing erotica for this magazine. And pretty much he also has trouble with dealing with his landlady, played by Stella Stevens, who actually is sex crazed as we meet her. And he has one friend in this film who's this doctor, played by Russ Tamblyn, and he ends up meeting this girl that he has feelings for, and he finds out that she has a night job as a stripper, pretty much. So erotica's always in his life in some weird aspect. He tries to get away from it, but it always keeps coming back to him pretty much. But then we enter his neighbor, Lionel, who's this strange, scientist, nerdy, dude, who's actually finds, this weird, mud-like substance in this graveyard. And he sculpts, these, gargoyle-like creatures out of them. And what we find out about this mud later on is it's actually a living organism. And it brings these sculptures to life, pretty much. And then that's where we get these little guys right here on the cover. And they pretty much wreak havoc, and it's up to Ed and his group of friends that try to stop them, pretty much. That's pretty much the main plot of this one. We're getting too crazy into it. Now, my thoughts on this film. This film actually surprised me. I didn't know what to expect. It kind of has that early 90s TV feel to it, especially when you first pop it on and you see the opening credits of this film. It has that early TV movie feel with the credit sequences, but it's super fun, this film. I actually did really enjoy the characters. I like the interaction between Mark Price and Russ Tamblyn in the film. They're very funny, especially when they're in the strip club drinking beers. Yes, they have these long conversations about life in general in a strip club. It's so fucking funny. Stella Stevens, of course, over the top erotic performance. It's very hard, especially when she confronts Mark in this certain scene. And I mean Ed, yeah, the actor's name's Mark, yeah, but it's very interesting, her character, to say the least. Lionel is a very mysterious character because in the beginning of the film, we don't know which side he's on. but we find out later why he acts the way he does. So it kind of gets answered anyways in that aspect. Now the creatures, very interesting. They're animatronic, of course. Uh, they are pretty cool, but there's one thing I don't get about them because they never explain it in the film. Because they actually all have weapons in this film. To give too much away, they have like little mini flamethrowers and guns and fucking like acid. This thing that shoots acid out of it and dark hand like grapples. I'm like, where the fuck did they get all these weapons? Did Lionel make them? Because they never explained it in the film, or did they grow with them or been made with them? I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I'm like thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, where the fuck did they get these weapons? But that's just a little minor gripe. It doesn't take away from the enjoyment because I actually do enjoy the fact that like these little gargoyle like creatures have like little mini backpack flamethrowers and fucking machine guns that fucking spray and shit. They don't just try to bite you, they just try to fucking kill you with whatever they could get. Pretty much. It's fucking funny. But other than that, I did enjoy this. It's a very super fun, cheesy ride. The characters are fun. Mark Price, as a leading character, actually very solid. And like I said before, like he's funny, he's quirky, he's like a kind of like a Tommy Jarvis type character from like Friday 6 type deal. But that's the way I just, not like pretty much the same character, but he has like that charm that like maybe like Tom Matthews had in that film, and just the way he portrayed the character. But yeah, very solid film. If I do have one other gripe, it's a hour and 40 minutes long. So I think they could have trimmed down some certain aspects of the film to maybe like make it 10 minutes shorter. The film would have ran perfectly, because there is a few scenes that kind of drag undeniably, like certain scenes where like Mark and his new girlfriend are like staking out like this house and stuff. Could have been trimmed down because they have like some overplay with like this other side character that comes in the film. So other than that, solid watch, solid little creature feature. If I had to rate it, I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. Really super fun. If you love like these like little creature films like Gremlins and Ghoulies, this is definitely one you have to check out. From the early 90s too, really awesome stuff. 7 out of 10 for Little Devils, The Birth. Alright guys, this is for this review. As always, I'll be back for day 7 tomorrow. So I'll see you soon. Peace out.